Hi, and welcome to the Insecure Chef. I'm here with Regina today on this crisp fall day. Thanksgiving's a few weeks away. I'm going to do a dish tonight for our GERD sufferers out there. I know we've got a couple of our subscribers who suffer from GERD. Regina does as well. If you're not familiar with that, it can be a very painful gastric problem, and you need to watch the foods you eat and how they're prepared. So today we're going to be doing something that should be GERD friendly. Let me make a disclaimer right off the bat. We're not doctors, no guarantees here. It's just that based on the ingredients and the fact that Regina has eaten it with no problems, we're hoping that this is a GERD-friendly recipe. It's a Vietnamese ginger chicken, and it consists of very few ingredients, and it uses a nice little technique that I had only picked up in recent days. There's no oil in this recipe, per se. Basically, I'm going to start out by heating up a skillet here. To about medium heat, maybe just a tad warmer. I'm going to throw in a tablespoon and a half of granulated sugar. All right, and I'm going to let that caramelize. When you see it, once it liquefies, we'll move on to the second step. So with that, you'll see down here, I've already prepared the chicken. This has already been velvetized. If you're not familiar with that, you can go and find my short for velveting chicken. But basically, this is about 10 or 11 ounces of chicken that I've cubed. And basically, it's gone through the steps for velvetizing, which is the egg white and the cornstarch, mixing it up, let it sit for about a half hour. That's what you're seeing here. Again, check my short out if you're not sure on how this is done. So, Regina, if you want to come around to this side. We're going to start, as I said, to caramelize the sugar. I got the pan warm right now. I'm going to be throwing in about a tablespoon and a half of just granulated sugar, as you see here. That was a tablespoon. That's about a tablespoon and a half. There you go. All right, so we're going to let that sit there, and it's going to take a few minutes to caramelize. When you see it, you'll see it. It'll become actually liquefied. Okay, as you can see, the sugar now has essentially melted. It's caramelizing. You see it's picking up that caramel color. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to follow that up with ginger. I'm using ginger paste. You can use the paste, or you can use fresh ginger. If you're using fresh ginger, use about 1 inch of fresh ginger that you've grated up. Otherwise, you can use about a tablespoon or so of the ginger paste. Okay. There we go. There we go. That should do very nicely. There you go there. You see it? I'm going to throw that in. All right, we're going to give that a stir. If you hear my smoke alarm go off, what can I say?
I think this will do it, I think.
All right.
Yeah?
All right, just keep giving this a stir around. Don't let it bother you if it gets jellied up. That's fine, it'll dissolve in the next step. All right, we need about 30 seconds for that. Now I'm going to add the soy sauce, about a tablespoon and a half. And then I'm going to add a little chicken broth. Putting about a tablespoon and a half of that in there, and you keep it around if it gets too thick while you're working with it. Give that a little stir. And now I'm going to throw in the velvet chicken that we had prepared earlier. Velvet chicken's going in. Okay, I'm going to separate that out. I'm going to give it a nice good stir. We're going to coat this chicken completely. There we go. And like I say, if you think it's too hard to work with, mine is not. It's doing okay. You could always add a little bit more chicken broth. All right, once this gets well coated, what we're going to do is we're going to keep the heat on about medium to medium high. Keep an eye on it, and we're going to cook this until it's thoroughly cooked through it. It's going to take about, I'm guessing around 10 minutes, but as you see, it's all coated very nicely right now. So we're going to take a break while this cooks. We'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, the chicken now has browned up very nicely. As I mentioned, if during the cooking process, which took about 10 minutes, if you think it's getting a little bit too thick or it's bothering you, then it looks a little gummy to you, you can always add a little more chicken broth. But believe me, the flavor comes out excellent. So, at this point, the chicken is just about done. I'm going to throw in now our spinach. Okay, got a whole bunch of spinach going in there. I know it looks like a lot, but you know how spinach is.
Probably about 4 ounces.
Yeah, it's about 4 ounces. I think that's what you're making now. Right. So I'm just going to push that down a little bit, and then I'm going to cover it. And all we're going to do is cook this now until the spinach wilts down. All right, just like that. Again, I've got this on medium heat, and we'll be back in a minute as it wilts down. Okay, the spinach has begun to wilt down. I'm going to give it a good stir right now. Mix that all up with that delicious chicken in there. And you see the moisture, as you see, is increasing because, of course, as the spinach releases all its water. You see the chicken's got a nice color now. And I'd say we're just about done. Would you say, huh?
Yep, it looks good.
All right. Okay, with that, I'm going to shut off the heat. We're going to do this over a bed of brown rice. So I'm going to be taking that right now. I don't want to take all Regina's
Spinach.
spinach.
Well, you need some spinach.
Yeah, I'll get it. It's just they're playing, it's playing together. There we go.
Okay. Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. Gonna move that over there. We'll bring this over to this side here. And we'll give it a taste. All right. It does look good. First thing I'll do is I'll check the tenderness of the chicken. Like velvet. That term velveting was not kidding. Very good taste. The sauce is delicious. It's surprisingly, considering it's got no onion, no garlic, no shallots.
No oil.
No oil. There's been no added salt. There's no black pepper. It's quite tasty. Well, I'm very pleased with that. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Vietnamese ginger chicken. It should be GERD friendly. Again, no guarantees, but I think it's a pretty safe try. So, from the Insecure Chef and his wonderful wife, Regina.
Have a great night.
Thank you for watching. We're approaching our 1,000 subscribers. Please tell your friends. And if you need anything you'd like to see us try to cook, give us a message. We'll give it a shot. Have a good night.